Stay tuned and let's take a look at this G.I. Joe Classified series, Red Ninja. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember, you can now hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Quite simply show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today, we are continue opening up some of these G.I. Joe Classified series figures. Yes, I'm a year behind, but I'm using Yo Joe June as an excuse to finally open some of these up on the channel. So go and check out the videos tab, the playlist. I've been opening quite a lot of G.I. Joes recently in between some of these new Marvel Legends waves. So today we have got to number 8 in the set, which is the Red Ninja. Now this Red Ninja has definitely got some modern day tweaks and upgrades. Looks like more of a tactical modern day ninja, if that makes sense, because the old retro G.I. Joe figure was a very basic. It did have a few accessories, but still it was very basic and red. This one's a bit more tactical orientated, if that makes sense, but still I like what I'm seeing. He comes with some of the same weapons that we've seen already in this line in the G.I. Joe Snake Eyes exclusive. I think that Pulse exclusive had some of these with the weapon rack, and I believe he also shares some of the same body as the Snake Eyes figure, so we know we're off to a winner already because that Snake Eyes is a great figure. So there we get some images of the Red Ninja as well as all the weapons in the window box, all of that good stuff. It spins around to the side. On the back we're getting this same image we've seen now with Wave 1 and 2, and we basically have all of these apart from the Alley Vipers up there at the top, so hopefully we get them soon. There he is, number 8 with his code and whatnots, but we are going to open them up. But I also want to mention we are going to find out in this video who does actually make the best ninja. So I've got the Marvel Legends Red Hand Ninja and then also this Articulated Icons Ninja. So these are all at a very similar scale, but we're going to weigh them up while I open this one. So yeah, stick around for that. So here we have the Ninja out of the box with his array of weaponry on the table, and I believe that you can actually attach all of these onto the figure. Like, he has enough harnesses and attachments so you can display them on the shelf with all of these weapons, which I really like. I like that you don't have to pack these up and never to be seen again in a box. They can all go on display with the Ninja. So first impressions of him, he was a little bit loose out the box. Now this could be just this one particular figure, but I've got like a drunk Ninja because he's always like leaning to one side with the ball joint seems a bit loose. And his drop down hips like are constantly dropping down on me, even though I don't want them to drop down. So yeah, that may just be this figure though, unfortunately. I have brought another one of these, so I might have a different experience with the other one, but just first impressions, I think it looks great. As I said, a modern day twist on the regular Ninja with all these accessories and whatnot, but still I think it looks really good. So we're going to zoom in and check out all of this on him. But again, I just wanted to say, look, this Ninja can do the complete splits. Like, that is perfect. See, but that leg is a little bit loosey. So yeah, we shall see. So starting at the top, you can actually see the Cobra logo on his bandana, which is a nice touch. But the mask is pretty faceless. Like, you can't see any pupils or eyes. They're whited out eyes, and he seems to have like this black sort of skull-like sculpted mask on underneath the hood. But I like it. Like, I don't hate it. When we get army builders, it would be great for interchangeable heads so we can have like different options. But I don't think we've got any interchangeable heads with this G.I. Joe line so far. So maybe that's something they're not thinking of. But still, I do like what we see here. As I said, a faceless assassin. So yeah, you can army build these to your heart's content. But yeah, it's some nice sculpting as well on the actual sort of mask. And the hood is sort of buried in this sort of collar piece as well, but it doesn't hinder the articulation. Like, you can still get him down, still get him looking up. So yeah, that looks good. So talking about this sort of collar piece, this is all one big plastic sort of overlay to that original Snake Eyes body. You can see some of the original sculpt work from that Snake Eyes just now in this sort of red maroon. And this has some nice colours on it, some blacks, some beiges, and then the red tone is different to what they moulded the body in, so it's a nice contrast. And does it hinder the articulation going up? Yeah, I guess it would a little bit. If you want to spin it around, it is soft enough to get the arm up. You can see it flex there a little bit. But if you're going for the 90, it doesn't hinder that. You can still get it up to 90, so no complaints there. On the arm, you've got the same sort of armor we've got with Snake Eyes, but again, the different contrasting reds, which I like. I actually do like that. On the back, we get a little peg hole with all these straps, and that is for this extra piece that came in the box. So we plug that in there, and now he has 3 sections, literally 3 holes that we can port some weaponry in. So I like that. And again, you can see some more ports down here on his belt and again on the side. So again, you're going to be able to use all of these to store his weapons any way you want. I don't think there's any one way. It's whatever you prefer. So we'll figure that out in a minute. He's got like these flaps on his belt. Spin around. Again, you're getting it on the front. More buckles, pouches, and whatnot. And again, this belt. So this belt and this harness are separate pieces over the original Snake Eyes body. But that Snake Eyes body was very good. So again, no complaints from me on there. And it doesn't look the same. Like if you stand Snake Eyes next to him, they're two different enough characters where you don't really notice it. So there's no hate from me there on the reuse. I don't mind it when it's cleverly done and it makes sense here. Again, I like the maroon and red contrast on the shins and on the boots. There is a nice hidden ankle boot swivel and a decent ankle pivot as well, to be fair, on here with the creases all down to the boots. So yeah, looking good. That's a soft plastic, will flex and get out the way. And as I said, like while we're here, just articulation while he hasn't got any weaponry on. The ball joint is at the waist as well as the ab crunch. So yeah, plenty of range. Yeah, look at that. Absolutely ridiculous. This guy's a contortionist, seriously. Arms will go up all the way to 90. Double jointed elbows, of course. He can touch his own shoulder. Can he double jointed knees? Of course he can. Look at that. Beautiful. So as I said, my figure is a little bit loose. So like my drop down hips are always dropping down. Like, can you see the gappage there? Obviously the drop down hips, you want them to sit tight, but mine just keep flopping down, especially on this side over here. So that's a little bit annoying, but it does help with range. So if you're getting posed up, it might be fine. So my leg will go all the way out, but it will flop back down. But you can see that it wants to stay. It's just that I've got a loose joint. This side will stay. So look at that. High kicking, literally high kicking. Complete splits, like complete split. So no complaints there. That is a ninja who can balance on a roof like this. Painful, but he can do it. He's been training his whole life for it. Don't feel bad for him. So there you go. When the two joints are dropped down, it looks very gappy, and it will give him a bit of height, I imagine, as well. But I want to keep them up and try and get the belt to hide the gappiness. So yeah, we'll try that. But overall, this articulation is great. Honestly, I don't know what else they could have put in there without it just looking like a crazy Reveltech figure. It's got everything you're going to need at this scale. So no complaints from me on the articulation. But I do want to check out these accessories and see where they port in. So let's do that. This is definitely worth a mention as well. His actual sort of skirt piece looks like a snake skin texture, which is very nice. And again, it's there on the top as well. So again, Cobra, snakes, Cobra logo, and you've got this snake sort of textured design on him. Very, very nice detail. So first up, we've got two swords. They are completely different. One is much longer than the other. Different sculpt work. The handles are different textures. This one's got a few little cuts and rivets in it. This one's got another little rivet, but I think that's to fit in the harness. So yeah, two different swords, and they will both go on the figure. So whereabouts do they go? I think the longest one, again, this is just my assumption, the longest one will go in here on the back. So that middle section on the back will go all the way down and fit snugly there. So it's very long, but it will definitely work. So there's that one in there. I could be wrong, by the way, people. This is just my assumption. And then this side harness here it's a smaller sword. And if I believe that will go in there. There you go, no problem. And you can see that that rivet literally balances on top of the harness. So there you go, the sheath, if you will. So that one's there, and then this one is at the back. Will that go deeper? No, that one won't go deeper. I'm trying to get the pegging deeper through that harness onto the back of the figure, because I don't want that sticking out. So I'm literally applying a lot of pressure on the back there to get it to work. But yeah, there you go. So it sort of sticks out quite a bit over his head. It sort of looks like he's got an antenna. Look, it's not even fitting on camera. But yeah, I'm assuming that's where the swords go. So yeah, so far. And of course he can hold them, no problem. As you can see, two arms, two hands on the handle there, holding it, no problem. You can get this guy in any pose you want, I guess, with this sword. Looking very nice. You can hold them both if you really want to. But yeah, works very nicely. And then while we're talking about this, he has two trigger finger hands, but no guns, of course. Let me take them back out. So focus on it. There you go. So we got two trigger finger hands. No interchangeable hands with this. Again, not a lot of interchangeable heads and hands with this G.I. Joe line so far. But he can hold everything tight, but no guns. He doesn't need guns, but he has trigger fingers. So I found that interesting. It would have been great to get this guy with some maybe fists or open palm hands or something with a little bit more expression. But still, as long as they hold the weapons, no complaints from me. He also comes with 2 axes or throwing axes. I don't know if they have any other official ninja name, but they are definitely little sort of hacksaw sort of axes. So he can hold them, as I said, even though with trigger fingers, holds them very tight, they're not falling out. And I'm assuming they will harness on the back however we want as well. So there's an option down here at the bottom, and will they go in? It's a little bit tight, so maybe they're not meant to go in down there. What about up here? And it's a little bit tight up here as well. So maybe the axes are meant for holding rather than harnessing, I guess. So yeah, I can't seem to find them a snug fit, but yeah, he can hold them. He also comes with 2 ice picks, as you can see, and again, holds them nice and tight. And again, I'm assuming they can go on the back. So will they go on the bottom? Okay, so these fit nicely on the bottom, on the bout. There you go, see that pegs keeps coming out. Even though it's a long peg, it keeps coming out. Need to get that in there tight. So yeah, they will go in the bottom, and that works out quite nice, to be fair. Will they go up here? Yeah, and they will go up here as well. So depending on where you want these, they will go into the bout or into the back harness. Completely up to you. And the Red Ninja is taking a page from the Red Turtle Raphael with 2 sides. And again, holds on very nicely. No issues with her trigger finger hands. And again, you can plug these off. And you can see now I've started to just put some of these into the harnesses. And I like that sort of symmetry with the 2 sort of picks sticking out either side. And then we can put these sides in down here on his bout harness. So that fits in there, no problem. If I get this one, I'll put that in there as well. And then maybe he can hold his axes. So let's bring these axes back in. So again, this is every single accessory now on the figure for display. So he's holding his axes. He's got 1 sword in down there. 1 sword, long sword here at the back. So remember that longest sword at the back. The pickaxes either side for some symmetry. And then he's got size down here on his bout. So there you go. Stored all the weapons nicely for display. Yeah, that is great. Again, I do really enjoy when you can keep them all on display with the figure. So if you want to mix up the display, you can without having to go through boxes and match accessories and weapons with a figure. So yeah, this guy is ready for battle. So again, looks a little bit different to the classic G.I. Joe Ninja style, but it's been updated like the rest of the Joes has. But I do think this one works nicely. I like this original design. Doesn't look too comical, too gamey, too futuristic. It's just like a tactical ninja ready for battle. So yeah, so far I'm really enjoying this. So the question is, who makes the best ninja? Now ninjas appear all over pop culture, so they're definitely perfect army builder material for your displays no matter what you collect. So we have the articulated icons, the G.I. Joe Classified, and the Marvel Legends. So they all scale pretty well together, to be fair. The Marvel Legends is a little bit taller than the rest. As you can see, he's about 6 3/4, where the articulated icons is about 6, just over 6, maybe 6 1/4 if I'm being generous. And then the G.I. Joe Classified sort of sits in the middle of that. So they could all fit on the same display, but just first, aesthetically, they are very different. The articulated icons and the Marvel Legends actually are very similar. If this was a red ninja, I don't have any of the red ones, but if he was red, they'd be wearing the same sort of uniform, those sort of ninja pajamas, whatever the uniform's called, but you know what I'm trying to say. Both got sort of the same style. This one's just got the bout, this one doesn't as much. And this articulated icons came with a lot of nice accessories as well. So just on the accessories front, the articulated icon beats out the Marvel Legend, but the Marvel Legend did come with some nice hands and a few accessories. None of them really came with interchangeable heads. This one did come with like a downward hood as well and a mask. So I do think for more variety amongst your army building, the articulated icons is definitely going to get the most out of the one figure, if that makes sense. You can have different head options, different weapons, where the Marvel Legend, he's got the green eyes, he's got the hood up constantly. You can't swap it out. We never got interchangeable heads, but we did get different weapons and hands, so I do appreciate that. Now, the one that looks the most different is, of course, the G.I. Joe Classified with the more tactical look. I keep saying tactical, I can't think of another word for it. If you can, let me know in the comments below. But it's more of a modernized ninja. I like how he can store all his weapons. I do really appreciate that. And I just like the design. Like, I don't know how else to explain it to you. I like this sort of modernized ninja look He looks cool. He's going to look great flanking some villains in this Cobra world that we're building on our shelves. And either of these can cross universe. Like, you could have an army of these fighting your Daredevil, even though it's a G.I. Joe figure. And you could have an army of these fighting your G.I. Joes, even though these would probably be a little bit too tall, maybe, but we can do some comparisons and see. And again, these articulated icons can fit in any scale, anywhere. They hide perfect, not hide, but they blend perfectly with any sort of line that we've been collecting so far. So I like them all, like I really do. So the question is, who makes the best ninja? You tell me. Let me know in the comments below. Who do you think makes the best hand ninja or ninja in general? Is it Articulated Icons, Classified Series, or Marvel Legends? Let me know. Jumping into some G.I. Joe comparisons, here we have the Red Ninja compared to Destro. And I think these look great together. You can definitely imagine Destro hiring some of these Red Ninjas to be his muscle on a mission. And I do really like the silhouette that this ninja sort of portrays with his weapons all sticking out and whatnot. Destro's taller than the actual ninja, but again, he just looks a little bit more intimidating when he's got this giant sword and weaponry sticking out his back. So yeah, definitely want some more of these ninjas. So here we have the Red Ninja compared to some Joes. So we've got Scarlet, Duke and Snake Eyes, and Snake Eyes and the Red Ninja share the same base body, so the same articulation on both of these guys. It's just with Snake Eyes being all black, you don't really notice the reuse as much on the Red Ninja. And again, I like the sort of maroon to the sort of red contrast on the figure, and then the sort of, I don't know, the snake sort of textures on this are really nice as well. I never really mentioned that earlier, but yeah, this snake sort of texture, you've got all of this figure. Very, very nice. Here we have the Red Ninja compared to two of the taller Joe characters with Roadblock and Gung Ho. And again, scales, nice. And then finally, to wrap up on a Marvel Legends review, here we have the Red Ninja compared to Hellfire Hank, who's on your average sort of Bucky Cat body, and then an MCU figure with Shang-Chi. So again, I do think you can fudge these G.I. Joe Classified Series figures into a Marvel Legends display if you're into crossing universes. I just personally like everything I collect scaling together. I just like that I'm building my own sort of mad multiverse on the shelf. So I like this. And could you get Shang-Chi fighting some ninjas? Yeah, sure. Final thoughts, this is a very nice action figure. Honestly, every time I open these G.I. Joe Classified Series figures, they are exceeding my expectations. I had no particular attachment to this character design as it's brand new, but as an action figure, it is very, very nice, I must admit. Articulation in all the right places. I'm just a little bit disappointed that mine's loose in certain areas, but I'm hoping that's just a one-off. I do have another one. Hopefully I open that one up and it's a little bit tighter, but these are definitely perfect for army building. They're going to look great flanking your Cobra army on the shelf, I'm sure, with some ninjas and some Cobra troopers. Gonna look good. Yeah, these are great, honestly. Lots of accessories, lots of posing options, lots of weapons. What more could you ask for? And you can display him with all the weapons on him as well, which is a small detail which I really appreciate. I love options, and now every time I go to the shelf I can mix it up if I want to, so I like that. But you let me know what you think in the comments below as well. Do you like this design? I guess the design is going to be a hit or a miss for people, but I quite like it, so no complaints from me. I like all the small details, and the base body they've chose is sort of spot on, and it's a reuse that makes sense because you don't notice it because Snake Eyes is all black. So yeah, bravo, I like it. You let me know what you think in the comments below. But if you like G.I. Joes and Marvel Legends and just toys in general, then please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Much, much appreciated. And remember, you can now hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Quite simply show some love or join the members club. Much, much appreciated. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. I'm on Twitter at Dan Who Reviews. And as always, people, Yo Joe, and let's hopefully I'll open more figures in Yo Joe June. Check out the playlist and all that good stuff, and I will see you on the next one.